Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today we're going to do something that I don't think I've really done before, and that is look at a video that I watched on a live with people. I thought this video was so important to discuss to more people because more people watch my filmed and edited and posted videos than they do my lives. And I think more people need to see this video. And for those that have watched this before on my live, I'm really excited to hear what you have to say below, especially because this is the first time that you've seen it and you kind of know what to expect. I feel like there's going to be several incredible comments that are even better than the things that I'm saying in this live, of course. So I'm very stoked to see the conversations we're having below about this. It's a wild one. And I think shows where boss babes are mentally, as well as shows the kind of person a lot of these top leaders are. Also, thank you so much for watching my last video on Stormy Wellington. Even if there were parts that you didn't agree with me on, I really appreciate it, and I always appreciate your input. Let's get started. Okay, today is someone that we've watched before if you've been on my channel several times, and it is Ashleigh Mayfield. This video, if you were on the live, you know what's about to go down. Maybe one of the worst MLM Boss Babe videos I've ever seen. One of the worst. Top 5, maybe. Definitely top 10. But bad enough that we watched it on my live and I'm doing it here today. Some important things about Ashleigh Mayfield is she is very religious. Her husband is a pastor at a church, and she likes to make that known. Fun fact about me, I have a master's in theology, and I've been very religious, and I've been a part of a pastoral staff at a church. It's an interesting experience when I watch her. And just a reminder, we know that MLM boss babes love to prey on vulnerable people, specifically mothers. So be prepared for some pretty heinous things on that. Don't forget to support the channel for free simply by hitting the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate that. And the like button on this video. Let's watch.
Hey everybody, what is up? Ashleigh Mayfield here. Listen, I have to come live, new tootie, no makeup on my face, and tell you, just go ahead and quit anyways. Listen, I'm so tired of your DMs. I'm so tired of you telling me every 5 seconds when things don't go your way that you are so ready to quit. So just go ahead and quit, or you could just watch this Facebook Live. Okay, so as you're hopping on, make sure you say hello. If you're watching the replay, you can hashtag HeySnackHey, just like yesterday. You guys know the drill. This is going to be very direct. This is going to be from my heart. I love you, but I love you enough to be your leader. I love you enough to have the tough conversation with you because I really do think that some of you need to hear it. So if you're not ready.
I want to ask y'all, when you watch this, I want to ask you, is this what a leader does? We haven't seen it yet, but I want you to answer the question below in the comments for me if you're able. Is this what a leader does? And if not, then what do they do? What do leaders do? If not this. Something that Ashleigh loves to push is this idea that she is an incredible leader and that what she does is part of her leadership. But in reality, I do not think it is part of her leadership. I think it's just part of her character, which is a bit shitty.
If you're not ready for that, this is not the live for you. But if you are ready for that, lock in, because we're going to talk about why you threatening to quit every 5 seconds and you quitting when you haven't even given it 6 full calendar months, 12 full calendar months, how you are ruining your life. And I think it's important to know I am coming to you live from no longer the side of my bed. Hello. I'm so excited. My incredible, amazing, sexy, magnificent husband finally set up what's going to be my little podcast studio. So if you're ready to hear me spit fire every single day, you can drop a little microphone below. I'm so excited about it. I do have a podcast. I have not dropped a new episode in like eons. I think my husband has shared a couple Facebook Lives that I've done just to, give a little razzle dazzle out there in the world. But I'm excited to be able to bring more content coming out. That's one thing I wanted to do as I was transitioning out of my business into Bravenly. And there's more things that I want to do. To be coaching, I'm going to be doing this live. I've got things coming, okay? And I'm really excited about it. I'm in such a great place in life. I have found my joy again. I am dreaming big. And what's super important is I have a CEO that supports me in all of that. So very, very excited about that. But we're going to focus on why we are here. I am so sick of the DMs that every time something doesn't go your way, every time you make one mistake, every time, the wind blows wrong on a Thursday, you're ready to quit. I'm in my head. I'm thinking about quitting. This isn't working for me. And unfortunately, the majority of those people haven't even truly made a decision that they wanted their life to change. That's the ironic part of it.
Now, I guess my question is, what does that even look like? What do you mean they haven't truly made a decision that they want their life to change? Because it seems that signing up for a multi-level marketing company, paying to be a part of it, it seems that that is a decision. And a lot of it is based around the fact that they want things to change or improve. So her just throwing this in their face is intriguing to me. And also the fact that people come to you to share these nerves that they have, or to share this lack of security in who they are, maybe when it comes to MLMs or their ability to, is a vulnerable thing, and you're trashing them for it. That is a decision. That is an interesting decision.
almost like they get to the point where it's not that they can't make it work, it's they quit because their timeline doesn't match up with their own expectations, yet they've never really made that decision to draw the line in the sand and say, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to mediocrity. I'm not going back to living in lack. I'm not going back to working 50, 60 hours a week and only making 40. And so much of that is my life, right? Almost 10 years ago, I said yes to an online business, and it drastically shifted the trajectory of my life. But guess what? It didn't happen overnight. Anything that is worth being built and worth success, you have to build it. It is not overnight. So many people jump into this online business, or well, let me caveat here. So many people are hesitant to jump into an online business because they're like, there's no such thing as overnight success. There's no such thing as this magical genie floating from the sky. Correct. So why, when you join, one thing goes wrong and you're out? I don't understand. Like, it literally doesn't make sense. And it's just so funny to me how people waste money or they waste an opportunity all because they're not willing to make a decision. You want your life to change. You want money to fall from the sky. You want people to support you, babe. You won't even support yourself. You won't even get up and get dressed every single day. You are elbow deep in Doritos, watching, I don't know, Ricky Lake on your mama's couch, and you expect everyone to support you. You don't even support yourself. There's no proof in your life that shows me that the actions you take actually support the goals that you make.
Let's hear that one more time.
From the sky, correct. So why, when you join, one thing goes wrong and you're out? I don't understand. Like, it literally doesn't make sense. And it's just so funny to me how people waste money or they waste an opportunity all because they're not willing to make a decision. You want your life to change. You want money to fall from the sky. You want people to support you, babe. You won't even support yourself. You won't even get up and get dressed every single day. You are elbow deep in Doritos, watching, I don't know, Ricky Lake on your mama's couch.
This, I think, is a great example of gaslighting. She's saying, this is what you're doing. This is what's going on in your head. People watching, it starts to kind of mess with their mind. They're thinking, wait, but I'm not on my couch eating Doritos and watching Ricky Lake, which, by the way, what's wrong with any of those things? Jeez, why do you hate Ricky Lake so much? Damn, I don't know Ricky Lake very well, so if there's a reason, so be it. But the Doritos? Girl, get it together. I mean, she's deliberately distorting facts in these people's minds. She's saying, you're doing this, 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 and this, and yelling at them for doing that because they're not trying or they're not putting in effort or whatever. They haven't made a decision and they're like messed up because they're thinking, but I definitely made a decision and I'm pretty sure I thought I did this. I put in effort. I'm working every day, multiple times a day. I'm talking to people all the time about this. I'm putting myself out there. I'm doing what I'm told to do. And the issue with multi-level marketing is it's not made to work for over 99% of the people. So it's not going to work for over 99% of the people, whether you work it or not. Doesn't matter. The reason I have such an issue with these top leaders, especially people like Ashleigh Mayfield, is because they don't care. They don't believe in that. They don't believe that that's real. Even though the multi-level marketing companies show the proof with their income disclosure statements, even though the Federal Trade Commission says that, they don't care. If they can make you think one way, even if it's wrong and even if it's manipulative, they will, because they want your money. They want more money. They want you to pay more into it to last 6 more months or 12 more months or whatever. If they can get you to last 6 to 12 more months, they're building up their wealth. Now think if they did that to you and 30 other people, 50 other people, 100 other people, or they had their downline do it to as many people as they could. That's a continuous building of wealth through manipulation and gaslighting. And that is one of the biggest issues I have with multi-level marketing. And that is clearly what she's doing here.
And you expect everyone to support you. You don't even support yourself. There's no proof in your life that shows me that the actions you take actually support the goals that you make. Hello, Dr. Seuss. Okay. And so I think this conversation is so important because
did Dr. Seuss say that? Or did she just rhyme?
So many people that don't realize that they have to become the person the result requires, that they have to actually build what it is that you want. There's that quote, I shared it a year ago. It went crazy. And it was something like, when I asked God to move the mountain, be prepared to wake up next to a shovel. It's going to cost you something. How many of you guys know that? Drop a 1 below. Changing your life, choosing to pursue the will of God, whatever he's placed in your hands, it's going to cost you something, but I promise you, it is going to be the best thing you've ever done for your life. When you actually feel fulfilled on the inside, when you can wake up every day and you are running on the zest of life, the zeal of life, when you have tenacity, when you have grit, when you have perseverance, these things are a byproduct of production in your life.
How can you promise something like that? You can't. You cannot promise that this is going to be completely life-changing, that this is going to give you the tenacity, the zeal, the joy of life, that multi-level level marketing is going to give that to you? Honestly, truly a very wild statement, in my opinion, to act as though like Jesus is so present in this, to act like that this is the thing that's going to give you the joy and tenacity and zeal of life. It seems very heretical to me, in my opinion.
Action of motion of moving forward. And when you I used to have to live off of Alani's every single day, off of fat burn coffee every single day, and I was still exhausted. I was still tired. Why? Because I didn't have joy. I felt like my purpose was running out. Life felt heavy. And I'm so grateful for the area and the position that I'm in life now, because I do have this zeal and this joy and this zest to show up and to want to move my life forward. But
so Ashleigh Mayfield was a part of It Works for 9 years, which is where this fat burning coffee comes from. It's interesting to me that she says that she was still tired even using this fat burning coffee, because I have a feeling that when she was using it, she was saying how much energy it was giving her, how good it was making her feel. So Ashleigh, how are we supposed to believe you when you lied for 9 years about your products and It Works? You just outed the fact that it didn't make you feel good. So how are we supposed to believe what you say about these products? I feel like that's kind of a difficult thing to do when you lie for 9 years.
my friend, that's a choice. That is a choice. And so if you are hanging on the cliff and you're like, I'm thinking about quitting, I'm thinking about walking away, I want to encourage you today. Okay, the title is a little bold, and I'm going to be a little bold, but I want to encourage you today, because success is not an event. It truly is a process, and most people don't understand that. Most people don't understand that it's not about reaching your finish line. It's who you're becoming along the way. And more often than not, you're never going to reach that level of achievement or that level of satisfaction, that level of value that you know the Lord has put on the inside of you, because you're so focused on what you have or what you don't have, opposed to who you're becoming along the way. That is so rich, my friends. You have impact, you have value on the inside of you. You were put on this planet to grow, to make a difference, to do community with people. There is a dream on the inside of you, and other people might not understand it because it was not a group project, but you know when you lay your head down at night, whether you are walking in the pursuit of the things that God has for you, if you are walking in His will and His purpose, or if you are not, if you are holding yourself back, if you are giving up on every single opportunity that comes your way. And you might not even be in an online business right now, okay? Although this is like going to be geared towards that, but it could be anything, because change is scary and change requires change. Okay, so if you're on the brink of quitting, we are going to break this down. The first point I want to make is that setbacks are normal and they're not a sign of failing. I think a lot of people show up to an online business, or they show up to their what's next, or they show up to this dream that they have, and they just expect themselves to like hit home runs the first time they step up to that. And you have to remember, the first time you do something, and the first time you do something in a new arena, you could have been really good over here, but you might not be good over here, is that it's going to take effort. It's going to take trial and error, and it's going to take practice. And I think that most people forget that resistance produces. It's like muscles, right? You're lifting muscles, there's that resistance there, and your muscle has to break down before it can be built better. And if you already had everything on the inside of you that you needed, you would be there. But there's a reason that your journey might be going a little slower. There's a reason why you might be having some setbacks. You get to be a beginner. You get to be a learner, and be okay being seen as a beginner. And I just truly believe, I mean, drop a 2 if this is you or if you've ever felt that our egos and our arrogance is so big that we think we have to be perfect. We're so afraid to be seen at the bottom. We're so afraid to be seen as a beginner. And
it's so interesting that Ash is talking about ego and arrogance, because I just feel like that is pouring from her pores when it comes to her leadership. The idea that she feels like she has the ability to talk to other adults in the way that she is, and in the way y'all haven't seen in this video yet. I definitely think that has to do with ego and arrogance.
Who's high achieving, I completely get that. I see like step 4, step 5, all the way through step 100. But step 1, 2, and 3, I struggle with seeing so much, because I'm like, I'm not supposed to be at step 1, 2, or 3. I'm supposed to be better than that. But guess what? Anytime you start anything new, you have to start at start. And I think that when you start something, and maybe you've been in your online business, or maybe you've been pursuing your dream, and maybe you're a few weeks in or you're a few months in, let me encourage you. I want you to know that setbacks are what reveal your strength. You know, you're never going to find out what's on the inside of you unless you are coloring outside the lines. You're never going to find out what's on the inside of you and what can be produced if you are staying safe, if you are playing safe. And this is one of the things I love about an online business. This is one of the things I love about being in the health and wellness. And I've always been in the health and wellness, and I'm always going to be in the health and wellness. And there's a couple reasons why that I'm not going to break down in this video. But when you are in a position where you have to be vulnerable, you have to consume the product, and you're on your own journey as well, You get to share that transformation. You get to share the highs and the lows. You get to be realistic. You get to say, hey, I was down 6 pounds and then I went on vacation. I packed 2 on. Why? Because that's relatable. And so a lot of times we look at these things that are actually good. They're actually good in our process and in our progress of our business. And we're looking at them as failures, or we're looking at them as setbacks. And a lot of times, the moments where I didn't cross my finish line or things didn't go as planned, it actually produced something in me. And I talk a lot about this when it comes to Facebook Live. A lot of people are like, Ashleigh, you're such a good speaker. And yeah, that might be true because I clocked 10,000 hours at this. But can I tell you guys, my day one, I was just sharing it a little bit yesterday, I think it was, Facebook Lives, chewing like a cow. I was chewing gum for like the first 12 lives that I did. I used to cry before and after going live, like hitting that button. I was like having a panic attack. I was so awkward. If I can find my very first Facebook Live, I promise you, I will repost it. How many of you are so uncomfortable doing things in front of your spouse? I used to have to make Jason go sit in the car in the drive because I didn't want to feel like a loser. I used to make him sit on the opposite side of the house with his noise canceling headphones on. Like it wasn't.
Wait, is that a thing, like, with your spouses? Y'all feel, is that like normal? Do y'all think that's normal? I don't know. Not to like judge her marriage, but I mean, I've been married before. Married for like 6 years. And I would not say I had Riley go sit in a car outside. Now, maybe as to not have him as a distraction, I'd have him go into another room because I have ADHD, so it's very squirrel, you know? I don't know. I guess, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think. I don't know. Y'all tell me.
Enough that he was like, 800 feet away. Put these suckers on and jam out to music. Like, I don't even want to hear you. Don't sniff, don't sneeze, don't fart, don't poop, don't nothing near me. I want to pretend you don't exist, okay? Because I was so uncomfortable. But do you want to know what? Doing all those uncomfortable things when it came to doing video and making all the mistakes and embarrassing myself and stuttering and not figuring out how to turn off my Facebook Live when I was on Instagram or my Instagram Live when I was on Instagram. All of those little things, they actually strengthened me. That's what I needed to be good. And so it's easy to say, well, actually, you talk a lot about video and video's so good because you're doing it. No, you didn't know how I started. You're comparing with my mastery level, right? You're comparing. And so now I can come and I have a couple bullet points right here that I'm looking off to, but I can spit this off the top of my head because it's in me. I'm not in it. And the thing is that you're not pursuing what it is that God has placed in your hand for a long enough time. You're going to get frustrated because you're in it, but it is not in you. So the ability to communicate is in me. And I'm still not the best that I want to be. Like I look at my husband and I'm so enamored by him. I'm like, gosh, he's like so good on his feet and he's so incredible. And he's like, his brain is his genius. I'm not at that level. I don't have that capacity. And I might not ever have that capacity because he's got different giftings than me, right? But when you don't have those setbacks and you don't have those hardships, you actually are at a deficit compared to other people. And so having the hardships, having the setbacks, it is a good thing. It is a part of the journey. And I don't know at what point we thought success was just a line. Success is like curly cues and like 10 steps back and 2 steps forward. And that's normal. That's a normal part. And so before you quit, before you throw in the towel, before you give up and make the dumbest decision ever, praying, oh, God gave me this opportunity and God, I'm so grateful. And then in 3 weeks, you freaking quit because you set unrealistic expectations because you don't know how to humble yourself, right? Just maybe it's trying to produce something in you, okay? And I think that anyone who quits too early, that is the real failure. It is the real failure when you can't even commit 90 days to changing your life. And in a business like this, it honestly takes a year.
What is so shocking to me is she thinks that she's able to define what real failure is. That she's able to define for you as a human being the subjective idea of real failure when it comes to multi-level marketing. That she has the ability and the intelligence and the wherewithal to say, you failed if you quit after 90 days? She said really even a year. I think it takes someone so desperate to be able to sit here and talk to people like this. I think it truly takes someone either really insecure, extremely egotistical, and or extremely desperate. And I think we've got a mix of those three.
You're willing to quit sooner than 1 year, that is the failure. And I'm not just saying this because I'm in an online business. I actually think that about a lot of different things, right? If you're wanting to exercise, yeah, you should commit a year to changing your body composition. If you're wanting to pay off debt, you should commit a year to things. If you're wanting to learn how to be a cook, you should commit a year because you overestimate what you can do in a small time and you underestimate how much you can change. You won't sacrifice 12 months of being dedicated and showing up when it doesn't feel good and it's uncomfortable and you feel like a loser. You won't sacrifice 12 months for the next decade of your life.
Well, that's not true because it's not proven that it's going to happen. It's actually more likely going to put you in a worse position for the next decade of your life. That's just statistics. That's just the facts that were given by the companies themselves and the Federal Trade Commission. And also, she's using a fallacy that's called false equivalence. She's talking about going to the gym and getting healthier or whatever with your body, comparing it to this MLM. It's like, you should 12 months body composition, blah, blah, blah. Same thing here. It's not, because if you put in the effort for 12 months for body composition or whatever, you're working with the right people, you're doing the right things, you will almost surely see some kind of difference in a positive way. But with MLM, absolutely not. It's pretty much the opposite. You're likely going to be in a worse position. It takes a lot of cognitive dissonance to be able to say what she's saying. And it also takes a lot of lack of care for human beings and their situations as well.
Are you serious? That shows me that it is a mindset issue and it is a you issue. I also think that breakthrough happens when you persist. When you operate with your back against the wall and you do whatever it takes to have that breakthrough, you are going to get that when you develop that skill of persistence, when you are someone that doesn't give up easily, when you are someone that is willing to do what it takes, and you show yourself like, hey, this is figure outable. And again, I talk about that book a lot by Marie Forleo, Everything is Figure Outable. Phenomenal book. It'll change your mindset. But what you don't realize is persistence compounds. So 9.5 years ago, almost 10 years ago, when I started an online business, I told myself I had to commit 1 year. And I tried to quit month 7. I tried to quit the entire month 7. I cried every day. It's a huge part of my story. And the only reason that I stayed with this, it's not because someone talked me into it. It's not because someone believed in me. It's because I couldn't, in good faith, go online and say what I was doing wasn't working when I knew I didn't finish my year. And I was so stubborn, like, I can't lie about it. I can't say that it didn't work when I know I didn't work. So now let me just go all in for the next 5 months and see what happens. And me going all in 5 months changed everything. Because what I didn't know is when everything in my brain and my heart told me to stop, but I kept going, I proved to myself that I can do the thing I said I was going to do. I was developing trust within myself. I was persisting. And eventually that belief started to compound. And if you're the type of person where you start, stop, you're actually doing internal damage. You're hurting your psyche. On an intrinsic level, you're hurting yourself because you do not have deposited the persistence and the trust that is needed to be able to conquer the hard things. Okay? Like, you can't even be committed for 7 days.
Here's the issue that I have with what she's saying. If you look at it from a different perspective other than MLM, it makes sense. Like, if you're going to the gym and you stop after 7 days and you don't see it, this tends to happen a lot with people like Ashleigh Mayfield and people in general who train in MLM. They bring up great ideas or ideas that make sense for other things that actually work when you work them. This is not one of those things. It is normally pretty good advice for other things, but not for multi-level marketing.
Happen when you have a leader quit or a leader that needs to be talked off the ledge, right? If you can't even be on your product for 7 days, 30 days, how are you going to help your customers and convince them to be on the product for 30 days? You can't. How can you can't convince someone to do something or influence someone to do something that you're unwilling to do. And so when you push through moments where you want to quit, when everyone around you tells you to quit, and again, this is so much bigger than an online business, but when you push through those moments of your environment trying to stop you, of your brain trying to stop you and play small, of your emotions, because you're, low functioning, emotionally intelligent, when you push through that, you develop this little bit of persistence on the inside of you. And eventually that can compound to bigger things. And that is when the real breakthrough happens. I often think as well that it's that persistence that builds, like I said, that trust, but also that confidence within you. Confidence only comes before work in the dictionary, my friend. It is so crucial that you are seeing yourself to the finish line, that you are not giving up prematurely.
Yeah, but that's because of the alphabet. I mean, I see what she's trying to do, but that's just simply because it starts with a C and work starts with a W.
You are dedicated and committed. And some of that is going back to your why, right? Why did I join? What do I want? And if you need to make a chart, a graph, something on the back of your cell phone, you need to put pictures of your kids all around. Listen, I told someone.
Okay, here it is. Now, I need you to buckle up. If you haven't seen this, and I know that phrase is so overused, whatever. This is one of those situations where, genuinely, we're about to hit some turbulence, okay? I need you to mentally prepare for what you're about to hear. Because it's another level, in my opinion, to me. And I giggle because it is so bizarre. It is so bizarre to say this, and you could kind of tell that she's like, maybe I shouldn't have said that or whatever. She gets a little insecure after she says it because it's not good. So I warned you, a little trigger warning per se, mean and cruel. I think cruel is a better word.
I was like, they were super yellow. And I was like, hey, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you a tip on how to stay consistent and persistent, but it's probably gonna make you sad and it's probably gonna be offensive. And she was like, hit me with it. And I was like, Okay, not my monkey, not my circus, but print out a picture of your kids and put them next to your bed, and every day you don't do the thing you're supposed to do, you apologize to your kids. Mommy didn't care enough about your future to do the work that she needed to do. Mommy didn't care enough about today, about your future, so mommy didn't work hard today, and that's putting us back in paying off debt, backtracking us on our debt-free journey process. Mommy didn't care enough about you today, so she's not doing what she needs to do to make sure that Christmas is what you want it to be. Mommy, listen, I know that's really harsh. Drop a 3 below if that's really harsh. I know. I'm not saying I'm like proud to say.
I am gonna make you listen to that again. So we're gonna do, and you can see it in her body language. 16 minutes and 49 seconds, JJ.
Monkey, not my circus, but print out a picture of your kids and put them next to your bed, and every day you don't do the thing you're supposed to do, you apologize to your kids. Mommy didn't care enough about your future to do the work that she needed to do. Mommy didn't care enough about today, about your future, so mommy didn't work hard today, and that's putting us back in paying off debt, backtracking us on our debt-free journey process. Mommy didn't care enough about you today, so she's not doing what she needs to do to make sure that Christmas is what you want it to be. Mommy, listen, I know that's really harsh. Drop a 3 below if that's really harsh. I know. I'm not saying I'm like proud to say that, but how many of you guys know sometimes that's what you need to hear, and that's a driving factor?
She says, Mommy didn't care enough about you. That's the idea that she's pushing with this. I think it's important to remind yourself that caring about yourself and how you are as a mother and a human being, taking care of yourself in whatever way that looks like, is beneficial for your children. More beneficial than doing whatever the hell she's telling you to do in this MLM. Take care of yourself. You deserve to take care of yourself. As a mother, as a human being, you deserve to have people surrounding you, a community that will help you. And if you don't have that, I hope that you find that. You don't deserve to be treated the way that she's treating mothers or human beings in general. You don't deserve someone to tell you, print out a picture of your kids, and then when you don't do the MLM work you're supposed to do that day, look at your children in that picture and say, Mommy didn't care enough about you today. That is unbelievable. You know what's more important and I think more caring about your children than doing what she's saying? Watching a movie with the kids, cleaning with your kids, doing something with your kids, or doing something for yourself to be a better mother to your children, or to get some rest, or anything. This is not one of those situations where you're a better mother for doing this, okay? Just to remind you, don't let people like Ashleigh Mayfield, who are miserable, hateful, cruel, nasty, disgusting humans, try to make you feel like you're not good enough or you're not doing well enough. And be grateful you don't have to look in the mirror every day and realize that you're Ashleigh Mayfield and that you say this to people without any remorse and that you think it's okay. Even if she said, like, I know that was probably whatever, trying to backtrack a little bit, she did it and she proudly talks about it right here.
How many of you guys need that truth? Drop a flame emoji below, okay? I'm just like waiting for the anti-MLMers to clip that part. I've got so much more.
Thank you. We do appreciate the content, Ashleigh. It is helpful for our channels. It's also really helpful to show what kind of people are leading MLMs. It's great. It's going to make a lot more people step away. My hope. And I think it will.
You know, anti-MLMers came for me one time and they like made a YouTube video about me and I didn't find out about it for 3 weeks and it only had 15,000 views on it. And then I got like 2 negative comments on my podcast. So you look at my podcast and there's like 2 negative comments, like, she's scamming people. It was that moment. It was from like 2021 or something like that. And I was like, y'all could have done better. I mean, I'm not like encouraging a fight, but I'm just saying, like, y'all could have tried harder.
I'm not saying anything.
Try. And even try to disrespect me. I'm just kidding. I'm not inviting that. But I think it's really important. I wrote down, every time you persist, you prove to yourself, I can handle more than I thought. That didn't take me out. I'm stronger than my emotions. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is that your persistence changes you. And it's exactly what I opened up with, right? You change along in the process. But every time you jump to this place of, I'm going to quit. First of all, that's your knee-jerk reaction. I don't know that you're really serious about building your life and transforming your life, because I promise you, there's so many bigger things that can come down the pipeline. When you have people attacking your character, when you've got people coming after you, when you have people making fun of you, when you've got mean girls that are trying to destroy you, and those are like real things I've walked through, right? And praise God, like, I've always just, submitted it to Jesus, and those things are going to come after me, right? But what I will be darned if I'm the thing that's stopping me. You hear what I'm saying? Some of you are just stopping yourself. It's like this self-sabotage. Like, you've been in 30 days and you're wanting to quit. What? You won't ask no one for help? Like, you're nowhere to be found? Like, what? It doesn't make sense to me, okay? And part of that is because I've had such a level of success, and that's not because I've earned it, or deserved it. I've earned it. I've worked hard for that crap, okay? And I know how good it feels to have peace in your home. I know how good it feels to pay off your debt. I know how good it feels to say yes to your kids. I know how good it feels to be able to go out and buy the new car when you need it. I know how it feels to not stress because you need to buy a new washer and dryer. I know those feelings, okay? And it's not just about the money, but the money is the quantifiable thing, right? That changes our life. I also know that, yeah, money can make you happy. Okay, people are like, money doesn't make you happy. No, it really does. Because I'm so much happier laying my head down at night knowing my bills are paid on time. And you can't tell me I'm not. I'm so much happier being able to say yes to my kids. Yesterday, my daughter had 100.
It's interesting that to me that someone who's so much happier or like should be happy in general comes on lives and says things that she says. I don't know. It doesn't give happy to me, but who am I? Literally nobody. Feel free to leave your thoughts below in the comments.
$92 band booster that we owed. I didn't know about it. And I was like, oh crap, I'm so sorry. It's probably been lingering. I finally got a message from the band coach and you're like, hey, Jocelyn knows this. No big deal. Tell me how to pay it. Paid it like that, $192. I didn't have to wait till payday. I didn't have to stress out. I could just pay it. It feels good. It makes me happy to meet those needs, right? That didn't come because I did work one time or I worked for 30 days. That's a compound of 9.5 years. And now my life changed a lot sooner than 9.5 years, right? My life started changing in 18 months. But that was also with me not having superb leadership, not having systems, having to figure it out on my own. That was 10 years ago. And now I'm so grateful I'm a part of a company and a part of a team that's got the systems established so people can go so much further faster. Makes sense why it took me 23 months to make 5 figures. Here I did it in my first 30 days, but I reached in the title at 23 months, Presidential Diamond. I was able to make that, or excuse me, Triple Diamond. I was able to make that in 3 calendar months here. Like, you can go so much further, right? But it is your persistence. Persistence is what changes you. It changes you. You have to strengthen. Stop throwing in the towel. Stop.
Yeah, persistence is great for something that persistence will help. But again, multi-level marketing, not necessarily one of those things. Persistence does not really benefit anybody but your upline normally. Even then, it depends. If your upline is higher up, then yeah, sure. If several people under them are persisting and losing money and being kind of miserable, which the majority tend to be, then yeah, it's going to help you, but it doesn't help them.
I need to quit. Stop letting your brain go there. When you make a decision, I'm not quitting, you have no choice but to make it work. And that's when your perspective changes, because you take quitting, you take the exit off the door, you say, burning the boats, drawing the line in the sand, I'm moving forward. Now you can start having the creative ideas of what do I need to do to change this situation. I mean, how many of you guys want more out of your online business? Drop a yes below. How many of you guys want to go to the next level? You want to be able to make the income. You want to be able to influence and change lives underneath you. You want to make a bigger impact in your world and your community, to give back to your church. Whatever it is, you can do that, but you're never going to do it if every time something doesn't go your way, you threaten to quit, or you pull back, or you like, let me pull back out of the group chat, let me not show up to Zoom, what? Like, that's not how it works, right? Third thing I want to say is everyone has the same opportunity, but I'm going to tell you, and it's kind of what I've already alluded to this entire time. If you're going to quit, you can just go ahead and quit already. But the differentiating factor is the action. It is the action. And it's how do you respond when you're at a crossroad? When you face this crossroad, how does Crystal Ann, hello, my Canadian friend, how do you respond? Brittany, how do you respond? Rhonda, how do you respond? Dominique, how do you respond? Jeannie, how do you respond? When you're at a crossroad, are you someone that leans in or do you lean out? I heard this quote, my husband's ordained and we had, we're Assemblies of God. And so there was some I don't even know, network of all the pastors who, hold any kind of credentials in the state of Alabama. We were just at a conference and the guy who is retiring, he said this quote and I was like, Dr. Kendron, I'm going to give you credit one time and then I'm taking it. He said, don't give up, double up. Don't give up, double up. And I love that so much. When you're at that crossroad, how do you respond to it? Because everyone has the same opportunity. And everyone gets really mad about that when we talk about everyone has the same 24 hours in the day. But yeah, and you want to know what? If your 24 hours don't look the way you want, it's your responsibility to change it.
Okay, sure. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, but not everyone has the same ability to manipulate those hours to however they want. A lot of people work. A lot of people have children. A lot of people have things they have to do that they can't just change their priorities. And people like Ashleigh are so privileged, they don't even realize, hopefully, they don't even realize that what they're saying is absolutely ridiculous. But I don't know, maybe she does and doesn't care.
Okay. I'm not saying that life's been easy for you, but or life hasn't been easy for you. Life could be hard for you, but that's your opportunity to prove to other people that you can do hard things, that you can push through and you can persevere. But everyone has the same opportunity. It's the execution that's different. And so when you see people and you're like, man, they've been through so much more hardship than I have, how are they moving forward? It's that they're taking action. When you see people who are climbing the ranks, it's that they're taking action. When you see people who are running through brick walls, when you see people getting enrollment after enrollment after enrollment, and they're climbing after climbing after climbing, and they're being shouted out after shouted out, they're taking action. It is the execution. And too many people, when they get their little peelers hurt, they get their little feelings hurt, or they have one little thought, they allow it to control the vehicle. They allow it to drive the ship. And it is so crucial if you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, I am the captain of my ship. And every time I'm at a crossroad, instead of giving up, instead of not responding to my leader, instead of not being in the group group chat, instead of not showing up on Zoom, I'm going to double up. I'm going to lean twice as much in. I'm going to be so far up my leader's butthole that she starts spitting my spit. Okay,
y'all heard that, yeah? Why haven't I thought of that before? Why haven't I thought of that phrase? Y'all know I love a good up the ass phrase, right? Especially when we do bingo. I love head so far up their ass. That is such a good head up the ass phrase. So good and so cringy.
don't know what you need to do. I'm going to send twice as many messages. I'm going to lock in. I'm going to do personal development. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to say no to the things that feel good now so I can say yes to the things that I want to later, right? And so it's so crucial. And I want you to know that opportunity is very common. Everybody has opportunity all around them every single day. Discipline is what is rare. Most people cannot be disciplined. And again, whole premise of this live, right? I don't know who you need to share this with. I don't know who you need to tag below. But who's trying to just throw in the towel at 30 days? Who's trying to throw in the towel at 6 months? You're telling me that you can't be disciplined? You can't consistently use your product for 90 days to get some before and afters? You're telling me that you can't show up? You can't. First of all, one of the big issues, and I know people that have been with me for years and they still can't use a calendar, okay? Discipline is rare, my friend. Not like the gym is available for everybody, but not everybody wants to go to it. Why? Because it's going to cost them something. 9 times out of 10, people are unsuccessful because they're focused on what they lack or what they have to sacrifice, opposed to what they're going to gain. You make the thing you're leaving behind, the person, the place, the situation, the food, the spending, whatever it is, in order to step into your what's next. You're so focused on that opposed to the thing. And this is what we walked through when we were finally drawing a line in the sand and paying off debt. We stopped focusing on the small target trips and, oh, I can't go out to eat anymore. Oh, we're not going to be able to go to Disney. No. Let's focus on how good it's going to feel when I start making 5 figures a month and I don't owe anybody anything. Let's focus on what it's going to be like to go to Disney whenever we want. Let's focus on what it's going to be like to have Christmases that we want and vacations that we want. Me and my husband, we both got so focused on the potentiality of the future. And that's what kept us disciplined. Discipline is the rare factor. Execution is the rare factor. And I just think at the end of the day, when you look at whatever opportunity is in your hand that you are ready to throw in the towel and you take ownership and you say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. If I want to, I will. If I don't, I won't. Your brain is going to look for evidence to prove either of those true, right?
I heard someone talk about this the other day that for neurospicy people, for neurodivergent people, discipline in the same way that a neurotypical person does it is very different. And I would agree, I'm neurodivergent. I would agree it's very different. It looks different for us because it has to be different for us because we're not neurotypical. It's interesting that Ashleigh categorizes everyone as being able to do the exact same thing. Everyone can do the exact same thing. But that's just not true. People can get to certain outcomes, but a lot of times it takes a different road for people. Not everyone can take the exact same road. I'm curious about y'all's thoughts on that. Let me know what you think.
But when you take that ownership, I just really think it accelerates your growth. When you stop waiting to be spoon-fed, when you stop waiting and saying, I don't know what to do, nobody helped me. You take ownership of your life change. It's more than posting on social media. It's more than taking your product every day. It is a lifestyle change.
Here's a great example of my neurodivergency, what it looks like. My weakness is ambiguity. I need you to tell me, if you want me to do something, I need you to tell me exactly what to do. If you want me to put something somewhere, I need you to tell me exactly where to put it. It will be done and I will put that thing in that exact spot, but I can't have you saying, well, just try to talk to different people and see what you can get from that. No, I need you to tell me, reach out to this many people. These are the things that you're going to say or the things that you are going to take and make your own. These are the things that blah, blah, blah. These are the blah, blah, blah. If you do that, I can do it. I can do it, no problem. And here she's acting like that you should just be able to do it. Personally, I need you to be straightforward with me. I need you to tell me exactly what you want me to do, and it will be done exactly how you want it. Let me know what y'all think about that and maybe some of your things.
I'm choosing to change the way my brain thinks. I'm choosing to protect the way my heart feels. I'm going to make a lifestyle shift. If you genuinely want to increase your income, you better watch how you spend. If you want to improve your health, you better watch how you eat. If you want to be successful in a business, you got to do the right things, right? It has to be a lifestyle change. Again, are you in the business? Are you in an opportunity, or is it on the inside of you? And I didn't start 9.5 years ago with it on the inside of me. I was in it, but it was not in me. And there were things I was unwilling to do. There were things that I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. And as it evolved, my worlds reversed, and it was like, wait a second. This truly can change the trajectory of my life. And it's no longer that I'm in this company or I'm in this business. It's this opportunity, this freedom. It's on the inside of me, right? And that is when like quitting is no longer an option. I mean, this is why I was so sad. And you would not have guessed from the outside. September 30th, I was applying to jobs prior to the Lord leading me to join Ravenly. And I was so sad, like crying in my bed to my husband, like I don't think I was depressed, but I was showing like depression symptoms because I was so miserable. But I never gave up and I didn't quit and I trusted, you know, and I was able to push through. And now look at me, I'm 5 months deep into this business. We're having crazy success. Like I'm so grateful. And so this is why it's so crucial. If you're serious that the Lord brought you something, how dare you throw it away so quickly because your feelings got hurt? How dare you throw it away because you can't see how it's going to work out? How dare you throw it away because one irrational thought or one dumb person online made fun of you and now you're just like letting it ruin whatever future you can have in it? I think it's so crucial, you guys. You need to hear me. Success is not built overnight. It's not built in a week. It's not built in 4 weeks. It's probably not built in 6 months. Now, I'm grateful when you are a part of a company who is in momentum or on the peak of becoming into momentum and you've got incredible leadership with incredible systems that they invest back into their business. Yeah, you can accelerate your journey. However, at the end of the day, I mean, I do a whole video on why it matters who you join. At the end of the day, success is not overnight, and you need to know that. It's built in the unseen. You know, it's forged in persistence. Like, you have to make a decision, and I'm not even talking about, like, walking away from your job and working your business 12 hours a day. I don't do that. I'm not on my phone. I might be on my phone 12 hours a day between all that I do on it, but I'm not working my business 12 hours a day. I'm not psycho with it. There's probably more that I could be doing. I could be a lot further ahead, you know, but I think...
I'm not psycho with it. But then you tell moms to put a picture of their children up beside their bed and make sure to tell your children that night in the picture, mommy didn't care enough about you today. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know, Ashleigh. I don't know.
What I'm not doing is I'm not the one that says I'm quitting every time something goes wrong. I'm not the one that's ready to throw in the towel. I'm not the one looking for the escape plan. I'm not the one Googling jobs. Okay. I was after 9.5 years. I'm not right now. And I'm so grateful for that. And so I just want you to know that you're not going to arrive overnight. And I don't know who needs to hear that today, but the DMs to me have to stop. Okay. They have to stop. I love you. I hear you. I believe in you. But if every message you message me trying to be inspired because you're on the brink of quitting and it's your third message in 5 months to me talking about quitting, just freaking quit. Just quit already. And if not, because clearly you're not, so that means you truly want to be here, then stop talking about quitting. Okay. Stop talking about quitting. And you're at a crossroad and you get to decide, but it's never overnight success. You get to build this thing brick by brick. And I promise you, it will be the greatest thing you've ever done. Whatever it is, online business, pursuing the next thing in your career, going to start that nonprofit, pursuing that dream, that goal, changing your body, whatever the Lord has for you, whatever it is, it will cost you so much, but it will be the greatest thing. You will feel things on the inside. Some of you don't remember the last time you felt joy. Some of you don't remember the last time you felt peace. Some of you don't remember the last time you just had like a zest for life and maybe you've never experienced it. I am telling you, when you stop giving up and you embrace the hard.
Yeah, it really feels like you have a zest for life, Ashleigh. You're really giving, oh, I got a zest for life. Yeah, wow. I really feel that zest. Of course I don't fucking feel that zest. She's acting miserable.
You embrace the difficult and you're willing to eat a few knuckle sandwiches, come on, because you're not going to take me out. You're not taking me out because I'm built. It's who I am. It's who I develop myself to be. You can do that too. But it starts with who are you when you're at that crossroad. Because if every time you lean out, if every time you go ghost, if every Monday you're starting over, you need to change your decision. You either need to stop giving up or you need to stop wasting someone's time because it ain't it. And you're only bringing yourself in turmoil. So that's the message I got today. It's a little direct, but I got to do it in my cool new little room and I'm excited about this. I thought this was a grape tree. It's an olive tree.
She thought it was a grape tree. Grapes grow on vines. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Was that not? That, I was like, I've got to do a video over this. I've got to edit and film. I've got to film and edit a video and put it out because we need to talk. Thank you again for being here and participating, watching, liking the video, subscribing, commenting. I would love to see some of your comments, see some of the discussions that we have about this. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I don't think it should just get like pushed under the bed. You know, I think Ashleigh needs to speak for it because it's pretty rough. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye.